welcome to the Narrowing Path, Walking the Spiritual Walk. My name is Steve Van Eiderstein, and thanks for joining me again today. I'm going to go ahead and I'll get started with the daily meditation, daily reading from James Allen. And again, as I always say, this is something I haven't read yet. I am just going to be reading it and giving my thoughts and observations about it as soon as it's done, so it'll be fresh to you and fresh to me. So here we go. January 5th. When a man wishes and wills, he can find the good and the true. The gates of heaven are forever open, and no one is prevented from entering by any will or power but his own. But no one can enter the kingdom of heaven so long as he is enamored of and chooses the seductions of hell, so long as he resigns himself to sin and sorrow. There is a larger, higher, nobler, diviner life than that of sinning and suffering, which is so common, in which indeed nearly all are immersed. A life of victory over sin and triumph over evil. A life wise and happy, benign and tranquil, virtuous and peaceful. This life can be found and lived now, and he who lives it is steadfast in the midst of change, restful among the restless, peaceful though surrounded by strife. Every moment is the time of choice. Every hour is destiny. There's a lot of good stuff in that. A lot of great stuff in that, actually. That last line really got me thinking. Every moment is the time of choice. Every hour is destiny. It's really stressing and emphasizing the fact that we have to choose every moment of every day, which sounds exhausting, but with repetition, it becomes easier. We have to choose to have the higher, nobler, diviner life. We have to choose to strive towards that. That opens with, when a man wishes and wills, he can find the good and the true. But we have to wish for that. We have to want that. And we have to put the effort in to do that. So every moment that we're conscious and aware of it, making the choice to put that will into it and put that effort into it, to remember the goal we're striving for, will keep us in that positive direction, and it keeps us making the divine choice, as he states it here, and strive towards that, a life of wise and happy, benign, tranquil, virtuous, and peaceful. But that's a choice every single moment that comes up. That's a choice in every single situation. And when you're doing that and you become practiced at it, there's a lot more that you're able to do. There's a lot more that you're able to walk through without nearly the emotional response. Reaction more so. We'll still feel emotions, I think, and I mean that's been my experience. But we don't need to be reactive to it. That last line: "This life can be found and lived now." It can be found in this very moment. It can be found immediately with the change of thoughts. And he who lives it is steadfast in the midst of change, restful among the restless, peaceful, though surrounded by strife. The peace and the tranquility that we can have by making these conscious choices to think and behave differently, and to strive for something different, something higher, something more righteous, something more heavenly, is that's in our court. And we can do that. And we can start that now. You can start that at any moment to make this change. And you can start to see the world differently around you anytime. I ebb and I flow from it, and I have to sometimes just stop and make a conscious effort to change my perspective, to practice some spiritual principles, practice forgiveness and compassion for another human being, or some humility, some ego deflation. Let something go. I can get caught up in things sometimes still, and because I'm human, but I'm making progress to taking those pauses, to making those decisions to act differently. And you start to see the different outcomes that you get. And those things in and of themselves give you the encouragement to continue to do that. The big hesitation is we don't have the control or the knowing of an outcome to be expected when we act differently. And that holds a lot of people back from changing their actions. They want other people's reactions to change, though they never have and they never will, and we'll get stuck there, but we don't need to stay there. So that was the January 5th reading from James Allen. I love the way this whole meditation book started out, really, with the initiating the year and the time of change, with really emphasizing how much an individual is responsible for it themselves, right? And I think that's a beautiful thing, and that gives me hope. That continues to encourage, empower, and give me that hope. So thanks for coming along with me again today. I appreciate it, and we'll pick it up again tomorrow. Until next time.